Let's deep dive.
Hey guys, welcome back to another episode of Deep Dive with Erin. Thank you so much for watching my last video. I appreciate you guys so much. Again, this is just to help with my mental health. Before Willow passed, I really enjoyed doing makeup. It was a big thing for me and her. We did it together. She picked out my colors. She always told me I was pretty. But since she has passed, I kind of stopped doing it. I want to kind of get back into it, but I don't know how. So if you think during these videos I should kind of do my makeup, leave me a comment, see if that's something we want to do. Yeah. So anyway, let's get right into this deep dive. Today, we're going to deep dive into the story of the Tara Calico disappearance. And so sorry if I said that last name wrong. Tara was born on February 28, 1969 in Belen, New Mexico to parents David and Patty Calico. Tara was a 19-year-old college student who enjoyed going on daily 2-hour bike rides with her mother along the New Mexico State Road 47. Typically, her mother would join her, but on September 20th, 1988, Patty didn't want to go anymore. She decided we were done. She had felt they were being stalked by a motorist on their last ride. Patty asked Tara to take Mace with her on her future rides, but Tara declined to do so. She took her mother's pink neon Huffy bike that day because her bike had a flat tire. Tara asked her mother to come get her if she did not return home by noon because she had plans to meet up with friends and her boyfriend at 12:30. When Tara did not return home, Patty and her stepfather John went out and followed the route they usually took, looking to pick up Tara. They could not find her. Panic began to set in with Patty, so she called the police. The following day, a full-scale search began. Patty found Tara's Sony Walkman about 100 yards off the highway. Tips came in, and they believed the last time Tara was seen was at 11:30 on her route, and a suspicious truck with a camper shell was closely following. Footprints indicated a scuffle were also found by the Walkman. They also found bike tracks along with vehicle tire tracks and an oil slick. Other than that, no evidence was found. Patty knew something had happened and would continue to pressure the police. She and her husband John were deputized by the Valencia Sheriff's Office in order to allow them to investigate further into Tara's disappearance. In 1989, a woman discovered a Polaroid on the ground in a convenience store parking lot of a young woman and a boy at Port St. Joe, Florida. A white Toyota van had been parked in the spot where the photo was found. The woman who found the photo said the van was driven by a man, but he was never identified. The picture is of a long-legged young woman in shorts and a gray shirt, with a boy in a blue shirt laying on some sheets and a pillow. Both of their mouths were covered in duct tape, and their hands appeared to be tied behind their backs. The photo was analyzed by Polaroid officials, and they stated the picture had to be taken after May of 1989 because the particular film that was used was not available until then. In July 1989, the photo was aired on A Current Affair. Do you guys remember that show? Asking for any information on the identified people in the photo. Patty was contacted by many friends telling her they seen the photo on TV and they believed it was a woman who resembled Tara. Other people stated the young boy may have been the missing child, Michael Henley, who was also from New Mexico and disappeared while on a camping trip with his father and a friend in April of 1988. Patty and Michael's parents both met with investigators and examined the photo. Patty stated she was convinced that it was her daughter Tara. She noted that Tara had a scar running down her leg caused by a car accident and pointed it out in the photo. There was also a book sitting next to the girl in the photo. It was a paperback copy of My Sweet Audrina, which happened to be Tara's favorite book. The FBI examined the photo and stated they could not determine if the girl in the photo was actually Tara. Patty decided to have the photo analyzed by Scotland Yard, who determined it was Tara, but the Valencia County District Attorney sent it to the Los Alamos National Laboratory, who concluded that it was not Tara. Michael Henley's remains were found in the Zuni Mountains in 1990, about 7 miles from the campsite where he had disappeared 2 years earlier. The discovery of his remains cast immediate doubt that he was the boy in the photo. Foul play was also ruled out, and they believed he died of hypothermia. In 1998, Tara was declared dead, and a judge ruled her death a homicide. In 2002, her father, David, had passed away. Then in 2003, her family moved to Florida. Her mother passed in 2006, and her stepfather had passed in 2022. Her siblings are still alive, and they hope that one day Tara will be found. For nearly 2 decades, Tara's case went cold. In 2008, a Valencia sheriff named Rene Rivera reported that he received information that 2 teenage boys had accidentally hit Tara with their truck. He also stated that 2 other men were involved after the murder and know the location of Tara's body. He went on to say, quote, "We do have a case put together, but we want to make sure that this case is a concrete case to where we will be able to effectively do our jobs. We are just waiting to get a little more evidence, her bike, her clothing, or Tara herself." End quote. In 2013, a man named Henry Brown made a confession on his deathbed to the police. He revealed that he was in the basement with a man named Lawrence Romero Jr. While in the basement, he noticed what looked like a young woman's body wrapped in a blue tarp and buried in a makeshift grave. Henry was then told that it was the body of the missing girl, Tara. Lawrence and a man named Dave Silvio then told Henry that they were in the truck with a third man named Leroy Chavez when they noticed that Tara was riding her bike. While trying to get her attention, they accidentally hit her with the truck. They ended up abducting her, took her to a pit, and arred her. When Tara threatened to go to the police, Lawrence her while the other men held her down. He states that originally they hid her body in a bush, but once the search began for her, they decided to get her body and move it to the basement. Henry went on to tell police that he never came forward because he was threatened with, if he spoke, about the secret. He said he was afraid to say anything because Lawrence's father at the time was the sheriff, and he allegedly helped cover up what happened. He believed they put Tara's body in a pond and dumped her bike in a junkyard. Lawrence could not be questioned because he had himself in 1991, and despite Henry's confession, since Tara's body was never found, no charges were filed against the men who allegedly did this to Tara. In 2017, Tara's friend Melinda, along with Tara's sister Michelle, started a podcast to investigate the case. They are working on a documentary. In October 2019, the FBI offered a $20,000 reward for any information on the case. In June of 2023, the Valencia County Sheriff's Office announced they had enough evidence to submit their case to the DA's office for review in hopes that charges could be brought against several people of interest. Neither Tara nor her bike have ever been found. And that, my friends, is the sad case of Tara Calico. If more information becomes available with this story, we will discuss it in a part 2. As always, thank you so much for being here with me today. I want to give a shout out to my first paid subscriber. That would be Teresa. And a shout out to my friend Michelle. I hope you're enjoying your coffee. Until next time, guys. Bye.
Let's deep dive.